Bose Quietcomfort Ultra. I had them roughly for 1 month now, and I think they dropped the ball on this one as well. What I mean by that is actually pretty simple. I have 5 positive points on my list and 12 negative ones. I want to talk about this in this review, and all of that will actually be set into the context of the price point of 500 euros for these headphones. So let's begin with what's actually nice about them. I really like the white creamy colorway. It looks good and a bit distinctive, and it gives them a nice differentiation to almost every other headphones on the market. I already liked it on their previous earbuds, and I also like it right here. Next up is the call quality on the Ultras. It's great. They have 5 microphones instead of 4 from the older models integrated that give you the call quality you expect from a premium pair of headphones, especially when you are inside. To give you an example, here's of course a call quality test to let you hear what it sounds like. And I also recorded the same audio once more, comparing it with Bose's Quietcomfort SE headphones, their second edition of the Bose QC45s. Speaking of nice things, here's a call quality test with the 500 euro headphones from Bose called the Quietcomfort Ultra. This is recorded inside my soundproof studio directly into my iPhone with no post-processing added. How does it sound to you? Feel free to tell me in the comments. Speaking of nice things, here's the call quality test with the 180 euro headphones from Bose called the Quietcomfort SE Edition 45. This is recorded inside my soundproof studio directly into my iPhone with no post-processing added. How does it sound to you? Feel free to tell me in the comments. Next up is arguably the best feature, the active noise cancellation. And it's Bose's best yet. Put them on and most of the outside world is gone. It almost perfectly blocks everything you don't want to hear. Rumbles, high-pitched noises, the washing machines from a distance, your own footsteps. Of course, as all other ANC headphones, these are just okayish when blocking voices, since humans speak in different tones, but everything else gets pushed to the back really well. And when you turn on your music on top of that, you're in a bubble of your own thoughts. Without music, well, there is still an audible noise floor, but it's not as harsh as with other ANCs that I've tested, and it does not bother me as much as most others. But it's still there. And of course, these two have the same problem as all the other Quietcomfort models I've tested. They also have the same skipping problems with bumpy rides when ANC is turned on, which is really annoying and something I expect Bose to have been fixed by now. The same thing goes for when there are sudden loud spikes or audio from the outside. This happened mostly in the S-Bahn journey in my town when the doors clanged together. Instead of subduing the sound, it was amplified by Bose's so-called active sense technology. Yeah, great. Speaking of great, another great feature is the transparency mode. It's the first time with Bose headphones that I feel they've actually nailed it. It feels realistic enough without any artificial pop-ins or small glitches like on previous models. From what I actually remember, it is now on the same level as Apple's AirPods Max in terms of transparency. And now to the final good point on my list. They finally updated their Bluetooth version to the newest codec 5.3, which comes with their move over to the Snapdragon sound technology, which not only gives them 5.3, but also multi-point connection and aptX adaptive support for low latency and stability. More on that later. Now let's actually get into why I think Bose dropped the ball with their flagship pair in the Quietcomfort lineup. Taking the Quietcomfort Ultras out of its box for the first time, touching them, I felt actually very underwhelmed. The materials used, especially the plastic on the ear cups, feel very cheap. The same goes for the bladder material on the cushioning of the ear cups and the headband. The metal used in them is fine and it feels rigid. For a price point of 500 euros, I expect the materials to be top-notch, premium all over, and the best they can actually put in. Let's compare them with another pair of headphones that I have right here, the 2018 build Nura phones for 400 euros well, now a bit cheaper. Metal all over, great comfort, the cushioning is excellent, and what I expect from a premium A flagship headphones by a premium manufacturer. This underwhelming feeling also extends outwards when looking at the battery runtime of the Quietcomfort Ultras. 24 hours of runtime with ANC on, and when turning on their immersive audio feature, it's reduced to a measly 18 hours. I'm going to repeat this once more so that it actually sinks in a bit more. 24 hours of runtime and 18 hours of runtime when you turn on the feature that Bose promotes front and center everywhere in their premium €500 headphones. Comparing this with the XM5s from Sony, you get 30 hours of runtime for €350. Or comparing it with Sennheiser's Momentum 4, you get 60 hours of runtime for €300. So speaking of this immersive audio feature, let's dive in a bit deeper. This is the big new thing for Bose. And it's just spatial audio with another name. Bose's take on it is a bit different than those of other manufacturers. They are trying to achieve to get the sound well out of your head and more in front of you. It's a bit hard to explain, but think of it rather as listening to a sound bar in front of you instead of headphones on your head. They are trying to achieve this with two different modes called still and motion. Still for when you are stationary, sitting down somewhere at your desk or something, having your music being fixed into one position. And motion for when you are on the go and your music should be as well. So it's positioned always in front of you no matter how you rotate yourself. So, do I like it? No, not at all. It's super distracting. The sound quality gets worse, compressed and distant. Comparing both modes, motion is the worst of both. Also bringing delays and shifts in processing into the mix with every step you take in every head rotation. The stationary mode is the better one of both, giving you more of a realistic impression of actually listening to two pairs of €40 computer boxes directly in front of you. That's what I actually want from my €500 headphones. Which actually brings me to the next point, which I did not like on the Bose Quietcomfort Ultra. The sound quality. Now this is a very subjective thing, and especially this time. Before writing an angry comment in my section, listen to this. My main music style I listen to is metal in any kind of form and characteristic. Metalcore, death, electric, remix metal, Hawaiian, Hulu metal, whatever. I don't care as long as it's interesting and diverse. And I also like the more aggressive part of electronic music very much. Cyberpunk, everything with an influx of 80s into it, that's my jam. So metal sounds terrible to my ears on them. The first time I took them out of the box and listened to them, yeah, it's bad. Terrible mix of highs, mids and lows. Too much low, and the highs were crashing all over it and screeching. Normally I would instantly disapprove of this, but I wanted to see if by giving them some more time they would become better because so many people were raving about it. On some headphones over time, it is also believed that there will be a burn-in effect, so I tried them for longer than I normally would over the last month, so November to December, every 2 days or so for 1 or 2 hours in comparison with my other headphones. What I can say so far is the following: there is no burn-in effect, at least not on these headphones, and I don't think there is overall. But probably there is in my eardrums. The more I listened to them, the more I felt like this is how they should actually sound. I don't find them as terrible as I thought I liked them in the beginning, but I still don't think these are the headphones for my taste of music. Metal and all of its subcategories still sound very wrong to me, but electronic music and especially pop music that is produced out to the max sounds pretty good on them, but not to all of them. I showed my girl a Taylor Swift song on it and she instantly disliked it because it sounded wrong, and she likes to listen to a lot of Taylor Swift, so it's 50-50 I guess. So it's not for everyone I guess, but maybe these are more in your ballpark if you're listening more to this kind of music. To let you hear what they sound like, here is also the obligatory binaural sound comparison with two other headphones. First, Bose's Quietcomfort SE and the Sony XM5s. Both cheaper in terms of price point, but listen for yourself and feel free to add your thoughts on it in the comments below. What also could be more in your ballpark is the new way of adjusting and using the Ultras. The new volume slider, to be precise. I think it's, well, unintuitive, and for the first 1 to 2 weeks of using them, I always slid them too far so that the sound was instantly too loud for me. There's no way of controlling or intuitively knowing the steps of loudness you're adjusting, and that's why I'm a fan of buttons on headphones. You get to know the incremental percentage you are actually pressing over time, and it becomes easier to actually manipulate it intuitively. Next up, well, big ears aren't made for these ear cups. I'm always tipping my ear tip on the top against the upper inside of the cups, making it not painful, but recognizable with every time I'm wearing the QC Ultras, which isn't a great feeling of having to always think about it every time you try to wear your headphones. Oh, it's there again. And then they also have the same issues as most other recent Bose headphones. The Bluetooth does have significant problems with multi-point connection, and especially the automatic pause and play does not function as it should. Sometimes they pause when I get them onto my head. And then sometimes they start playing when I actually take them off. Sometimes they stop playing music when being connected to 2 devices, even though only one is actually on at the time. Sometimes when calling on my phone or using Siri or something, after it's finished, the headphones begin playing audio from open tabs from my MacBook, which gets really annoying fast. And of course, these also do have the same issues when being connected to both devices at the same time. That there is a slight interruption in audio every couple of minutes for a second or so, the same as with the QCs that I tested a couple of weeks ago. This seems to be a problem with all of Bose's newest headphones, and I actually don't get why this hasn't been fixed yet. And finally now, the thing that made me send them back to the manufacturer. I don't think these headphones are worth the price tag of 500 euros, especially when I can get 97% of the same performance from the ANC and, in my opinion, for my taste of music, better sound quality from other manufacturers at a significantly reduced price. The Sony's XM5s, which have been released roughly a year prior, right now come in at 299 euros right now. 200 euros less than the Ultras. The Momentum Force go for 279, so almost half the price, and the Bose Quietcomfort SE, which I have right here, the regular predecessors, which will actually drop a review on soon, cost me 180 euros, so almost 320 euros less than these headphones, and in my opinion, these are the better headphones in terms of dollars to price performance ratio. So yeah, I think Bose has dropped the ball on these, and if you ask me if I should buy these, I'd say no. Go for the Quietcomfort SE instead if it has to be Bose, or go for any other manufacturer's premium headphones instead. It's a better price to performance ratio. Anyways, as always, my name is Leech and I'm off writing the next scripts. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to subscribe to this channel. There are plenty more of this type of content, and of course many other things available for you to watch. Have a great day, see you around, and goodbye.